Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blow the Whistle Sports. I'm your host, Wayne Holloway, and once again, we're back. Another week in the books. Week 6 was something else, and I can't wait to get into it. But we have a lot of updates going. Them Dodgers, you know what they did? They made it past them Padres. I can't wait to talk to my compadre about that. Now, if you have anything you want to see on this show, drop them in the comments or hit us in the DMs, holler this, we holler back. I don't want to hold up any longer because we got a big show to get into and we want to open those phone lines so you guys can call in. So let me introduce you to my co-host, Mr. Steven Rubain.
Yes.
How you doing, sir?
I'm feeling holiday festive. Driving over here, it was overcast and cool. So I'm like, man, it's starting to feel a little bit like Halloween.
It's way better than being all hot and bothered,
oh, my
right?
Goodness. Yeah, we go from 100 to 60.
Oh, my goodness.
It's just like there's no in between.
Exactly.
So, but I felt best. I'm excited for the holiday season. Basketball's ready to start in about a week and a half.
Woo!
I mean, we got middle football, we got WNBA playoffs, we got baseball playoffs. I mean, it's just so much going on.
Yes, sir.
So let's get right to it. I don't even want to.
Let's go.
Let's go because we got so much to get into. Let's start with a little WNBA. Let's first give a shout out. We talked about Caitlin Clark all WNBA season, but
it was a reason for it, though.
For the first time in WNBA history, a rookie made the first team all WNBA. So let's give her a shout out. She deserves a little shout out. So yeah, she's a first team WNBA all star. She was a WNBA first team all WNBA, and she's going to be the rookie of the year. So it's a pretty strong year for her. But let's get into the Liberty versus the Lynx because that's the WNBA.
You never
finals.
said her name.
I did. I said Caitlin Clark.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought the way you had presented it, it was like you were saying we always talk about Caitlin Clark, like you was about to say somebody else.
No, Caitlin Clark. Who else could we talk about?
Okay.
Rookie of the year, first team all WNBA.
Yes, sir.
I mean, she just did it all. All thing she cannot do is like put the rest of her team in the playoffs. I mean, they made the playoffs, but they were out quickly. So they got to build a team around her so her superstardom can be shown. But the Liberty and the Lynx are now tied 1-1. It's towards the end of the game. This is the pivotal game 3. And right now, my last score I had was Liberty 74 and the Lynx 73. So
I get you a live update.
Give me a live update. What's the latest score? We're going to give you the latest
77 to 75.
77, 75 Liberty?
Yes, Liberty.
Give us Liberty or give us
20.6.
Oh, this is it.
It's seconds. It's
seconds left. So this is going to come down to the wire. So this has been a really strong series. I thought the Liberty was going to dominate the Lynx. Has been playing strong. So let's give the Lynx a little credit.
Hey.
They made a better series than I thought it would be.
They made it. You know what? I get tired of those frames like when they say LeBron James made it, but he didn't make it with a good team.
I know.
I hate that. That team was a great team. They made it to the finals.
Yeah. I mean,
finals.
People just like to put teams down. I don't know. We like to build them up and knock them down.
My goodness.
It's human nature. Speaking of that, in baseball, we got 2 great series going. We got the Yankees and the Guardians. Yankees have won the first 2 games of the series 2-0. Now it's going to go to Cleveland for game 3 tomorrow. Right now, as we speak, the Dodgers are playing the Mets. Last score I had was 2-0.
Hey, wait. We got an update.
Update.
4-0.
Ooh, 4-0. So Dodgers are putting on the Mets.
Yes.
I thought the Mets would come out and play pretty strong this game.
Hey, but, the Mets snuck in that first game.
Yeah, they did.
They snuck in that first game. But it seemed like the Dodgers like to build teams up and then crash down on their spirits.
Yeah.
And take over the series. That's what it seems like
to me. That's what it feels like. So let's give them credit. I mean, there's nobody who put more pressure on him than the manager of the Dodgers because it's like every year that the whole weight of the world is put on his shoulders. They say, we give you all this talent. You're supposed to win a World Series every year. And so
I believe what we're going to get. I believe we're going to get what we've been wanting.
Well, the Yankees
Dodgers. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the series that America wants. And so Yankees Dodgers looking good right now. It's looking good.
The Yankees is dominating every time they play that team.
Yeah, they do. So, I mean, that's just going to be one great series. I mean, It's been what? There's almost a. It was 1978. Well, no, they played. Last time they played was 1981.
I told you,
So
he's our
that's
sports encyclopedia
43
here.
years ago. Yes, it's been 43 years since we had a Dodger Yankee World Series.
I don't see how he did it. He just looked up and was like, and pulled the date out. What?
I remember like it was yesterday. I was a little 11-year-old tyke, was running around, and this was like the heart of, remember, Fernando Mania. Remember those days when like Fernando Valenzuela just owned the town of LA?
I can't see you as little.
I know, it's hard to believe. Well, I was a big little.
At that age, you had to be at least almost 6 feet.
Yeah, I was about almost 6 feet 11. But
oh man,
but I was a huge baseball fan, and that during that time it was crazy. During that time, baseball was my number one sport. I loved baseball more than football, even basketball.
Wow.
During that time when I was 11,
it seemed like baseball was marketed better back then than it was now.
God. I mean,
it's like this. It's flip flop.
Yeah, I mean, Reggie Jackson was a huge star. Reggie Jackson was the Tom Brady of that era, as far as just media coverage. Anything he did, people knew about. He went out on a date, people knew about it. It was just like huge. And like today, baseball players, nobody really knows anything about what they do on their off season. So,
Glenn White says, yo from Facebook. Thank you, sir, for your support. Thank you.
We appreciate it. We do appreciate it.
We appreciate everybody who tunes in every week and calls in, asks questions, and just the general support completely. It's just it's really overwhelming.
It's building and it's growing, and we're getting stronger and stronger. And that's what it's supposed to do.
Yes, sir.
It's supposed to grow. So I do want to give a shout out to my cousins Michael and Jonathan, listening to us from Florida on vacation. So we want to give a shout out to all those Floridians.
Yeah, how they doing out there?
Well, I mean, it's a building process. They're gonna have to do a lot of building in that state, and so people need to go out there, bring those tourist dollars down there to help in the building process. So
what was it as bad as we thought?
Oh, it's bad. Yeah, it's bad. I mean, areas. One thing about hurricanes are weird because you can go in a hurricane, you can look on one side of the street and it's like devastating, and go on the other side of the street, it looks like nothing almost happened. It's almost like a tornado sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how those hurricanes go, and where, certain areas are like almost destroyed, and then you go 4 or 5 miles away from it, it looks like nobody even touched it.
Yeah, our heart and our love goes out to Florida.
Yes, we're gonna have them build and grow back again, build back stronger. So that's gonna be Florida strong. So baseball's exciting. WNBA is exciting. I don't want to get right just to football. You want to just go right to football?
Wait a minute. Wait. Yeah. Let's at least see what the final is.
Okay, give me this final score.
Liberty 80, Link 77.
Wow, 3-point win for the Liberty. So they were the favorite, so they took now a 2-1 lead in the series. I guess they're about ready to almost close it out.
And my Dodgers.
We got a score update?
No, it's still 4-0.
Oh, but I thought you doing that.
Hey, you know what? I did that because last week, the way you were talking about the Dodgers.
What did I say? What did I say?
It is just the way you put stuff sometimes. I can tell when you have your little hateful tones in your voice. You try to be cool, but it's still hateful in there because you're not a Dodger fan.
No. I'm an East Coast guy. I grew up Orioles fan, Yankee fan. Those are my two teams. And so I grew up in an area where, and remember, when I was a kid, Orioles and Yankees were powerhouses. And so I remember the Oriole Dodgers World Series in the 70s. I remember Yankee Dodgers in the late 70s, early 80s. So
and I think we're going to get that again.
Yeah. And so that's where my heart is. And so, I'm excited for the Yankee Dodger team. I wish Ohtani would do more. He killed my pick six, and I thought he was going to come out and just be gangbusters in the playoffs. He's not doing nothing.
And that's another thing to talk about. See, a lot of people get on these teams and always want to complain about something being fixed when it doesn't go their way when they're gambling. Do they know these are real people? This is not a video game.
No, it's
people
not
get tired. And there was one thing I saw online where it was a Chief game where Patrick Mahomes was running, and I believe it was a wide receiver or the running back that was running to the right of him. Right. And the defender was coming in, and they complained that the defender didn't go after Patrick Mahomes. And, that's somebody who's never played a sport to see that the defender's right here. If he goes after Patrick Mahomes, this defender is going to light him up.
Right.
So he has to crash into the defender. He can't just run straight into Patrick Mahomes, or he's going to be unconscious.
Yeah, I mean, there's ins and outs of the games that people don't understand.
You can't
people
explain
have
to a fan
no,
nothing.
no. People have responsibilities, and so you just can't just go out there and just do what you want to do. You got to go out there and play whatever the coaches are telling you for that particular play. So yeah, there's a lot of intricacies to the game.
Yes,
So
and in the moment,
right,
things happen.
right.
Things happen. Hey, but you know what?
But
I respect you guys that say it's all fixed. You
right.
guys, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
The NFL has threw the word scripted around so much that these people, the script. Uh, Explain to
we
them, because you from
we
back in the day, how the first 10 to 11 plays, a team, when they come out, they know what they want to do.
right.
That's called a script.
That's the script. Yeah,
They know from 1 to 11 what they're going to do.
right.
That's a script. That doesn't mean that it's fixed. It's a it's kind of hard to explain, because you can't make somebody understand.
No, we live in the conspiracy theory era. I mean, this is this conspiracy theory era. So everything is going to have conspiracy behind it.
Exactly.
So no matter what you do, people are going to believe that there's always something foul. I mean, we've been talking about the officials forever and ever. As far as
and we're gonna talk about the officials.
We're going to talk about
again.
that because that's a whole different story. Because with the officials, they could fix that problem, and the NFL chooses not to fix it. They have every type of technology available to show for every single play what really happened, what didn't happen.
I agree.
We have high definition, so there's no reason why
Computers,
a call should be mixed.
Sensors can be put so when the ball crosses the line.
Exactly.
We have angles. We can see every angle of a person's body.
Right.
We can capture the body and turn them 360 degrees.
Yeah.
There is no reason to put it to human error.
All right.
Human error should be taken out of it. Now, the only thing with the blocking and the holding penalties,
right? That's
because I get tired of people talking about Patrick Mahomes and the referees are on Patrick Mahomes' team.
Right.
Every down, a holding call can be called. Now, it needs to be defined.
Right.
With the holding call, when somebody's being pulled back and you can see it.
Yeah.
Now, do we want to go to instant replays on holding? Because as the play goes on, it always looks like holding from somebody else's standpoint.
The problem I have with the holding is, I think the holding should only be called if it affects the play. If you're on the other side of the field and you're holding somebody and it's nowhere near what the play is going on, I mean, I'm just talking about for the offensive line.
Right.
They shouldn't call those type of holds. They should call a hold when if a guy's running up the middle and the guy pulls him over and lets the guy go through. That's a hold that should be called. Now, the problem with that is that you don't want to give guys, who knows what would happen if he didn't hold the guy.
Right.
But I'm talking about situations like, say for instance, a running play.
Away from the play.
And you called a hold and that guy has no chance to do anything towards the play.
He couldn't stop anybody.
Right.
The person he held didn't have any value on this play. I agree with that.
I think they need to wipe out. But as far as everything else goes, yeah, give the officials some leeway, some leverage as far as making these calls.
Because it's perspective.
Right.
Because this official should only be, all officials should only be paying attention to what affects the play.
Right.
Not what's happening away from the play.
No.
But then that will go into, if we're going to take that away, what if a fight starts? Do we call that penalty?
Well, remember,
it's away from the play.
Well, if a fight starts, it's going to be viewed through, upstairs anyway. So they're going to sit there and be able to see who started the fight, how it started, everything else.
But I believe that should be, it shouldn't affect the game. Also, it should be the fines and the penalties should come after the fact.
I don't know about that. So you see, if there's a fight during a game, that person should not be penalized at all.
Well, let me clarify what I mean fight. Extra shoving.
Right.
Somebody getting pushed down and then they cost us 15 yards or something like that.
Right. Well, what about the difference? Somebody just pushing and shoving is one thing. What about somebody throws a punch?
That's different.
Okay,
so that's different. What I meant by fighting was like the after effects of a play.
Right.
The after effects of what happens with when the two egos come together.
Right.
And the extracurricular activity.
Yeah, it's just part of the sport. I mean,
it's part of the sport.
It's part of the sport.
Should we Should it be
like I said, I think the fines and the
15
penalties, all that.
yards?
Yeah, if yeah, God, that's a tough one.
You get what I'm saying?
No, I know exactly what you're saying. That's a tough one. It depends on the nature of the push. If it's just both guys are just pushing, shoving each other, yeah, just let it go.
Right.
But if one guy does a cheap shot and knocks somebody to the ground, then they should be penalized.
Okay, all right.
So that's a difference. If it's a mutual thing, mutual combat, let it go. But if it's one thing where like the guy's walking away and the other guy goes and pushes him in the back and knocks him down, throw a penalty.
I know people, they ask me all the time, what do I feel about that stuff? That's why I wanted to bring it up.
No, it's a good,
put it out there because we'll open the phone lines and maybe somebody else has another opinion on it.
Right. It's a sport that people get heated. I mean, that's the nature of football. So things are going to happen.
Constant hitting going all the time.
All the time. So you gotta use discretion. That's the key word, discretion.
Just like that player, somebody was hurt on the ground and coaching staff had came in or a referee had came in and they're trying to back everybody up and the player pushed the coaching staff like he was trying to do something to him.
That you got to throw a penalty on that. You should never put your hands on a coaching staff member.
But what would make him? That was just crazy to me.
He's just heated. I mean, that's the nature of the battle. Heated up,
but when you turn around and you see, it's the water boy, it's
right.
Giving out the Gatorade or a coach, he's not even paying you attention. He's looking at the player on the ground.
Right.
What would go through your mind, even if you're heated? You push that person.
It makes no sense, like I said, from somebody watching, but when you're in the heat of the moment, I mean, it's just human nature. People just do things in the heat of the moment. That
I guess because they showed after effect when he was walking down the tunnel,
right.
He was hitting himself in the head and he was just.
It's starting to come back to him. He's now all like, oh, what did I just do? What was I thinking?
Yeah, you cost your team.
But you cost your team. But yeah, I mean there's the nature of football. You're going to have things happen. The official's job is to make sure to keep the game under control. And so that's what it comes down to. Give them discretion, but just don't, like I said, oversee it. The NFL right now has too many penalties. When you're having 20, 25 penalties a game, that's too many. They got to find a way to cut that down.
That game when we watched, and we I think that's the first game we need to talk about because we're going into the NFL.
Let's
right
get
now,
to
right?
it. You started off for us.
Yeah. That game with Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Those penalties in that game were it was the most penalties called this season.
It was definitely in the top 5. I don't know if it was the most penalties called, but it was a lot. It was too many. And there were just some bad ones. That one on they called roughing the passer on with the Aaron Rodgers when the guy he just sacked him.
He did not even drive him into the ground.
No. It was a very clean sack on Aaron Rodgers, and I think there's a protection of Aaron Rodgers.
So you didn't agree with it either?
Oh no. The NFL is going to definitely protect Aaron Rodgers any way they can.
But he didn't. It didn't. Nothing looked egregious or anything. It didn't even.
He's the new Tom Brady. Remember Tom Brady for all those years, his last years. If you touch Tom Brady the wrong way, they were going to call pass. Offensive. What do you call it? Roughing the passer.
Yeah, but it just
oh, it was bad.
It takes away from the game.
Right. Well, it not just takes away from the game.
It let them stay.
Affected the game.
It let them stay in the game.
Right. It let them stay in the game.
That's when the camera above New York or wherever it's coming from should call in and be like, no.
Yeah.
This one common sense should prevail.
But that's what we were talking about. We said we got the technology now that somebody should be able to go in there and like I said, officials make mistakes. Is the heat of the moment, things happen quick. But like you said, someone from upstairs should be able to sit there and say, no, we're not going to let that ride. Let's make the right call. And that's what it comes down to, making the right call. And the NFL still does not understand that. They're still, I don't understand why they can't do the right thing. I mean, that's what it comes down to, is doing the right thing. Every other
and
sport,
this is what leaves that door open for the conspiracy theories.
Correct.
Because this is something simple to fix.
Something simple to fix. In baseball, if there's a question of the officials, the balls hit down the line, they use instant replay to sit there and see it, and they can look and see the ball, whether it was fair or foul, they can see. In tennis, when you touch those major events, if a ball's hit and touches the line or goes outside the line, they actually have the technology, the computer, that'll sit there and show exactly where the ball hit.
Mm.
So I mean, NFL has it. The technology is there, but they just choose not to do it. I mean, like you said about the laser, the sensors, they can put a sensor so that even though if it's a 3rd and 1 or it's almost a first down, you can see exactly how far the ball went and know exactly what it meant. They have the technology where it doesn't even have to come down to officials' viewpoint. It can come down to what is seen on the camera.
It will make the game a lot simpler, and
Right.
it will make it right.
Yeah, it makes it right. I mean, it takes the pressure off the officials. That's the biggest thing about it. It takes the pressure off the officials. If the official does make a bad call, then they're not stuck with, oh my God, I made this horrible call that affected the game. No, it got corrected.
Nobody wants a sorry letter at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that. Or at the beginning of the week, however they do it.
Sorry, we missed that one. You know,
they used to do it to Cam Newton all the time. Well, it was a rough in the past, but we'll get it better next time.
Yeah, they did that. Yeah, he was. I will give you that. He was taken advantage of because of the type of runner he was and his size. They figured the bigger guys don't have to be protected like the other quarterbacks do.
Wow.
So yeah, that was something I would give you. We had that argument years and years ago. That used to be a big thing, was that Cam Newton did not get the protections
because it would have changed the presence of the game, because it would have put the team closer. Some games would have been won that should have been won. It was a whole lot.
Oh, it's a whole lot. Yeah, I agree. It's a whole lot. But yeah. So anyway, you did mention Bills and Jets, since you did bring it up with the officiating.
We did.
All right. So Bills beat the Jets Monday Night Football 23-20.
Yes.
And then the next morning, first thing, I make that call. Yes, I make that call to pack it.
Both teams.
Yes, both teams.
But first,
go ahead. Who you want to go first with?
Hey, the Jets.
All right, go ahead. What happened?
They were first. They got Davante Adams.
Davante Adams, the disgruntled wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Now, this includes a 3rd-round pick, but if the Jets start making moves, it can move up to a 2nd-round pick.
That's correct.
Now, I think, not this game, I think the next game, the Jets are going to go off and have a 6-7 game winning streak.
Okay.
I'm gonna call that into existence.
Right.
He got Davante and Lazard now.
That's it. That's his pack of receivers.
Oh my! And I believe this tight end is better than the tight end that he had there.
Okay, Conklin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now, we're going to mention the fact there's no excuses now for Aaron Rodgers, because all the Aaron Rodgers apologists sit up there and give every excuse in the world why they justify his behavior and his actions.
Well, you know what? Let me be clear with that, justifying his behavior and his actions.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers is an asset that was picked up.
Right.
Is an asset that's getting paid top dollar.
What is it? Elite dollar. No, not top dollar. Elite dollar.
Well, that's a better way to put it. Elite. He was brought in here to do a job off of his fame.
Okay.
You gotta let him be. You gotta let him be.
No. What?
You gotta let him be.
You let him. No.
You have to let him. Well,
last year they started. Who's the quarterback started last year with them? Zach Wilson.
Right.
After 6 games, what was the record with Zach Wilson? 2-4.
Okay.
You're paying Aaron Rodgers $55 million a year.
He was hurt.
What's the record? He wasn't hurt this year.
You said last year.
No, I'm talking about. I said Zach Wilson. After Aaron Rodgers got hurt,
okay,
Zach Wilson became the quarterback.
Right.
After 6 games, they were 2-4. This season, with Aaron Rodgers playing all 6 games, every down of the 6 games, almost except for like Mapple Town in 1 game.
Okay.
They're 2-4.
Right.
So you had a quarterback you were paying $4 million, $5 million to go 2-4. You got a quarterback you're paying $55 million to go 2-4. You don't have a problem with that?
Well, let's point out something.
What are you going to point out?
Somebody got fired, right? Somebody got. I'm asking the question.
Coach did get fired, yes.
Okay, the coach got fired. Maybe that's the reason.
Okay, they still lost last week.
That was the first week.
Okay, so
this week they just got Davante Adams. What did I say? Did I say this week or next week?
Okay, after next week.
After next week.
Okay, so that is
after
that's
next week. I said the 7-game winning streak.
Okay, so they're going to need the 7-game winning streak, because right now they're 3 games behind the Bills. So they got to make up 3 games on the Bills. The Bills
7-game winning streak. You heard it here.
Okay, heard it here. the Bills are not going to lose 5-6 games this year, so they got to run the table. Now you're calling.
I only called a 7-game winning streak.
Are they going to run the table? Because they're going to have to need to run the table.
I have to see my 7-game winning streak come to fruition first.
Right, so you guys all heard this now. So when in the end of the season, when I do call him on this, because he's going to change the story. I want this marked down.
I'm not changing anything.
Okay, I want this marked down that he's saying that Aaron Rodgers, who mind you, he took the whole offseason off for the most part. He went around there, just played around, lollied around, missed most of the workouts, voluntary and the involuntary workouts.
But you're trying to compare. That's a superstar.
I don't care.
Let the superstar be a superstar. Now he has his A team.
No,
if he fails with Devontae Adams and with Lazard and Conklin and that dynamic running back,
right? I
will agree with you, Steve.
Okay, so I'm just saying, I'm quoting you on this. You will agree with me.
Everybody heard me.
No, because you're going to be the Aaron Rodgers apologist at the end of the season, like you are every season.
This is Aaron freaking Rodgers.
Every season you are Aaron Rodgers. 2 years ago when they lost to the Lions and then made the playoff game, you were the Aaron Rodgers apologist. You sat there and blamed the Packers. You said with the Packers, they didn't have enough talent around him. Blah 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 blah.
Exactly.
So they say, okay. So he said, I'm going to run myself out of town. I'm going to go to the Jets. It's been 2 seasons now, and he has a what record? 2-4.
Okay.
All right. I'm just
2 seasons now. Last season, but see,
I'm just pointing this out to you.
Like I said, the way he say things. 2 seasons.
Yes.
Last season, Aaron Rodgers did not play a game.
Okay. Why not though?
Because he was hurt.
Because he came in out of shape, and he had an injury that was a non-contact injury. That Achilles injury could have been avoided if he would have came in shape.
Hey, you know what? I can agree with you, but that's all opinion.
Okay.
That's all. But the same thing. He didn't play last year.
Right.
He's playing this year.
And
now he has his A team.
Okay, he has a 7-game
winning streak.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Aaron freaking Rodgers.
All right.
And to be more clear and to tell everybody out there, look, Aaron Rodgers is a superstar. Elite, as he says, the elite getting paid.
Listen, I don't question his talent. There's never been a question of his talent. All the years we've talked about this, I've never questioned.
But I want to explain my position. Let's leave football. Let's go to one of my favorite TV shows, Yellowstone. All right. Kevin Costner, which is leaving the show now because him and the producer don't get along.
Right.
Which is like the coach.
Okay.
Right. This guy should be fired because Kevin Costner makes Yellowstone.
Yes, no.
Yes, no.
We won't know it.
As of right now, Kevin Costner makes Yellowstone.
Now,
we won't know, like you were about to say,
until that episodes come out, and let's see how they do.
But my standpoint on it is, I don't care what Kevin Costner's doing. Mm-hmm. That's the star. Right. He can come in there and slap somebody around, and you guys just pay the person off he slapped around and let Kevin Costner do what he do, so we can get the awesome show that we want to see with Kevin Costner.
Okay.
Now let's go. Let's bring it down to football now.
Good.
The Jets. Aaron Rodgers was brought in there to do a job.
Right.
He has his A team together now. I'm saying it like a broken record.
Okay.
Now you're going to get Aaron freaking Rodgers.
Okay. And I'm sitting here saying we should not have to get to this position if he would have came in. It's a team sport. The quarterback has to establish for the team how things are going to go. When you're not serious about winning, when you don't take winning serious enough that you in the offseason build a camaraderie with the team, it shows on the field when the season starts. Him and Garrett Wilson don't have cohesion because unlike the guys like Peyton Manning, remember Peyton Manning in the offseason, he would like go thousands of passes to Marvin Harrison in the offseason. They go out there and run through every play.
I get it.
Him and Garrett Wilson have no cohesion because Aaron Rodgers was too busy going to Egypt when Garrett Wilson needed somebody to throw the ball to him in the offseason so they can be on the same page. That's what I'm talking about.
Didn't I tell you this is Aaron freaking Rodgers?
Okay, we just went through this already. Yes, it is Aaron Rodgers. He's a extremely
Garrett Wilson.
Yes.
If he's on your waiver wire, you better go pick him up because with Devontae Adams being there, this man is going to be a prime target. This team is going to look out of sight.
All right,
from this point on.
You
don't expect, because Devontae just got there. He got to see the plays of the Jets and get right. It's not going to be like the Bills. Like the Bills, it's like they can play a throw up tackle.
You just said that. You just said a 7-game winning streak.
I just told you.
Okay, all right. So,
but I told you after this week,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Don't do me like you just did Aaron Rodgers and told everybody it's been 2 years and the man didn't play one game last year because he got hurt. On the first play.
Yeah, because he wasn't in shape.
Yeah, but when you tell somebody 2 years, they thinking like, man, this man done played 32 games.
It don't matter.
It does matter.
Wait, wins and losses is wins and losses. If you're on listen to me, the only valuable player is the player who's on the field. That's an old saying I heard.
Shout out to Stacy Spirit Wolf Allen. He said politics, baby.
It's all politics. Well, politics is everything in sports. You can talk politics on anything. I'm just saying, as far as with Aaron Rodgers goes, we know how talented he is, but he's not a team guy. Unless you have a team around him that wants to win and has that energy, he's not going to win. It shows.
The Jets are primed to win.
He's a 4-time NFL MVP, and he has one Super Bowl win on his record.
The Jets are primed to win. They just got they got to come together.
Okay, well,
and it looks like it's looking pretty good because he done got both his boys there now. Right. Did you see the split screen? I saw a show where Adams was behind him while he was sitting down.
Right.
You know they wasn't in the same room, but it looked like that.
It made it look like it. Yeah. I mean, look,
I loved it. It was awesome.
They're gonna be awesome. They're gonna be excited, but bottom line is that you got to do it on the field. So we'll see.
Aaron freaking Rodgers.
All right, so that's the Bills Jets. We got that out.
Where are you taking us, Steve? Where are you taking us?
I'm gonna take you guys to the number 1 player drafted this year, Caleb Williams, who looked every bit of the number 1 player. He went to London and showed out. 4 touchdown passes, leading the Bears to a 35-16 win over the Jags.
Wow.
I think the question, the people who had the question with the Caleb Williams, was he going to be able to do it? I think those questions have started to be answered. He is going to be the real deal.
Off of the Jaguars?
Well, it don't matter. You got to throw the 4 touchdowns. Listen to me.
After the Jaguars, the questions are being answered?
Your boy Bryce Williams played 18 games. How many 4 touchdown games did he have?
I don't like how you just stuck that in there.
How many 3 touchdown games did he have?
We're talking about
I'm talking about
Bears and the Jaguars, and you just stuck my guy in there?
The Bears are 4-2. 2 more wins than Bryce Young has in his entire NFL career. And the bottom line is that it's all about wins and losses, baby. All about wins and losses.
It must not be, because the Jags are 1-5, and Trevor Lawrence has the same. What are you saying?
I'm saying that.
So what you saying?
You play the team you play against. It don't matter. Every week you go against a team, and either win a team or you lose a team.
Oh, they hate it.
And so I'm just calling it like it is. Bears 4-2, Commanders 4-2. The top 2 quarterbacks coming in the draft are combined 8-4.
Hey, yeah.
Okay, there we go. So I mean, see, you want to sit here and give Aaron Rodgers all this love and all this credit.
He deserves it.
But then you want to sit here and put down what Caleb Williams has done.
I didn't put down Caleb Williams.
You just did. You just sitting there saying,
wait a minute, you saw what he did, people?
You just said, what's that? You just said it was the Jags.
Because you trying to say that everything has been proven off of the Jag game.
I said that.
Not after the Jag game. Let him play the Washington. Let him play the Tampa Bay
next week. Next week.
Yeah, then we can say if they beat Washington, which I don't think they can do.
Now, tying into that, I was more impressed with Jaden Daniels this week in his loss to the Ravens than the first 4 wins he had combined, because it was the Ravens. He went against the elite defense, and he still showed out. He still showed
he had that poise.
The poise. I mean, he looked like he was just
a superstar.
Yeah, he's been around for 10 years. He had no rookie in him whatsoever.
You know what I call Jaden Daniels? Yeah, half man, half amazing.
Half man, half amazing.
Woo!
Like I said, I'm not gonna say I'm 100% bought in, because the history of the Commanders.
You see, even his own team.
Why not? I
always the skeptic.
Everything he's done has shown that he's superstar. I'm just worried about
what are you worried about?
His health. He's wiry. He don't have that.
He needs you on his team, Steve.
This is me.
You worried about his health?
I worried about his health. It's just some of his runs. He don't slide right. He just something about.
Oh, he's taking hits like Cam.
He's taking hits like Cam, and
he's going head up with a person.
But Cam can do it because Cam was 6'5", 250. This guy is like 6'1", soaking wet, and maybe about 190, 200.
Hey, well, somebody needs to get in his head and let him know, like, calm yourself down.
He needs to watch R3 RG3 tapes. Somebody's sitting down, having watched every RG3 tape over the course of his rookie year, and see how that man destroyed his career for not sliding right. So that's my only fear.
Well, he got hurt.
He got hurt.
Your coach at that time destroyed his career because he convinced a hurt man to play hurt.
Right.
Your coach did that to him.
I agree, but the bottom line though is that when you're the coach on the field, you're the quarterback. You got to sit out there and not let yourself get into the situation to get hurt.
Understandable. Well, this goes for all the whole range of NFL players. Tua very much included.
We know, but that's
because that last hit was uncalled for
and unnecessary. Tua still has not learned how to slide. He still wants to go in head first, and look what happened to him. So that's my concern. I mean,
my question is why he don't have the big helmet on like that the guy in the Bills game.
Well, he should. I mean, and he has the option of doing it.
He should be made. No, there shouldn't be an option for somebody like him. He should be made to.
He should be made to do it. You would think the organization should.
You think that has something to do with the passing?
No, I think it's just a matter of ego, and that
he don't want anybody
to think that he is injury prone. So you know that ego thing kicks in where.
Sorry, sir. If you don't think that you're injury prone,
I know, but
I don't know what he's watching or what replays he watched because what we see.
I know.
His head is paper soft right now because that last hit was nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. I mean, I'm agreeing with you on that. We agree, but to tell these guys, I mean, he just has a rock hard head and the mindset of I'm going to do it my way and nobody's going to make me put on this helmet. He should not step on the field. If he steps on the field again, he should not step on the field wearing the normal helmet. He has to wear the special helmet.
Yep. Well,
and the organization has to make that happen.
It's my turn to take us somewhere.
Okay, do your thing.
I'm going to take us down to, your favorite place,
Woo!
Dallas.
Big D.
And we going to talk about Dak Prescott and them boys.
Oh, yeah.
That 47-9.
Oh man, that game was beautiful.
47-9.
Oh God, I had to watch the replay of that game. It was so beautiful.
And you know what? I was scared to take this game. If I would have put Detroit on my card, you know how much extra money that would have been?
Beautiful. It would have been in the thousands.
Well, it was already in the thousands, but that would have been like astronomical. Because who was favored in that game? Do you remember?
I think Detroit had a slight favor. It was not much though. It was like maybe 2 or 3. It was
okay.
It was enough. That like I said, Dallas is the greatest salesman. They sell you that Dallas is better than what they are. There's something like this, like it's like McDonald's. Like, why do people eat McDonald's hamburgers? There's so many better options out there.
Aren't they delicious?
No, I mean
they might not be healthy for you, but they delicious.
I don't think they're delicious. You gonna tell me that the McDonald's burger is better than Wendy's? It's better than Burger King? It's better than In-N-Out? No.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm a fat burger.
Yeah, or even fat burger. But we're used to just we see all the commercials, we see all the hype about McDonald's, and so we find ourselves. You go to McDonald's, there's always a long line to McDonald's, and it's like, don't you guys know there's a Wendy's down the street? 2 people in line. But people want their McDonald's. They want what they want. That's the Dallas Cowboys. People want to believe the Dallas Cowboys are relevant when they've done nothing in the last 25 plus years to show they're relevant, but people still want to see them as prime time.
I'm going to say it like this. That Dallas Cowboy defense is
horrible.
No, it's awesome. It's horrible. It looks horrible now, but when the offense is not doing nothing, the team is just not clicking on all cylinders. Did you see what they did last season?
Obviously, you weren't watching the game. They couldn't stop nothing on the Lions.
It seems like they don't want to.
It
don't seem like they're even into this game.
Once again, because they're not as good as people make them out to be. You are what your record is. You are what you put on the field.
So they're not what they were last season?
They're a 500 team, 3-3.
Well, we know the record.
I mean, that's what
Dak Prescott just got paid how much money?
Too much.
How much? Well, we'll say too much. And the stats in this game were 17 completions on 33 attempts, 178 yards, and 2 interceptions.
Listen to me.
So regardless of his stats, he still got paid like he's Aaron freaking Rodgers. He still got paid premium money, all right?
Right.
So we're not going to go off of the bad play right now. We're going to go off of what he just got paid. Because he just got paid. What he just got paid for was his top tier. And we're going to talk from top tier standpoint. We know what the record is. We know how they look. Right. And I'm speaking from what they're supposed to be.
Well, no,
that defense is great.
Well, no, not what they're supposed to be, because they are what their record is. It's what we hyped them up to be. We hyped them up to be this elite team, but they're not elite. Number one, and number two, in the offseason, Derrick Henry wanted to go to the Cowboys. He openly came out and begged for the Cowboys to go get him. Now, Jerry Jones needed to sit down Dak and needed to sit down CD and say, look, we're going to take a little bit of your money out. We got to pay this man because this man can help lead us to where we need to be, which is the Super Bowl. Did he do that?
Well, you said to go to them and have two men that basically were demanding their money. Well, okay. I'm not sure on Dak, but I know CD wanted his money.
CD wanted his money.
And for him to make an arrangement for someone else, I don't know. Well, but what I will say, I agree with you with the Derrick Henry thing, but guess what? The Dallas Cowboys went out and got another running back that they put on the practice squad, and they still haven't elevated him. Cook.
Okay.
Which when Cook left the game, he was a top 5 running back.
Right.
The only reason he left the game, unless I missed something, or anybody, I'll open the phone lines. Maybe I'm missing something. Mm-hmm. They did not want to pay him in Minnesota. So that's the reason why they let him go.
I thought he had an injury. I think he had an injury.
He had an injury before they let him go, but before they let him go, his stats were fine.
Well,
as a matter of fact, I'm gonna do the homework on the stats, and I'll bring that up for next week.
Bring it up for next week. I don't know about that. I think he's fallen off. He's not the same guy he was in Minnesota.
I didn't see it.
I didn't
see it. I remember he got hurt when he came back, and the reason why I'm saying that, and people always be like, "What are you talking about?" Because I had him on my fantasy team.
Right. No,
when he came back, my points were fine.
Right.
So he wasn't getting garbage time points, and Minnesota wasn't all that bad.
Man, listen to me. Well, you just answered my question, though. The Cowboys don't know what they're doing. The organization has no clear direction as to what they're doing. Like you said, they're not playing Dalvin Cook. They didn't go after, and then Jerry Jones insults the fan base by coming out. When they ask him about it, he sits there and says, "Oh, we couldn't afford them." What do you mean you couldn't afford them? You got 100,000 seat stadium, sells out every game. You got the highest rating. You got all this merchandise sales you do. Of course you could afford them.
Well, maybe he was saying that he wasn't quite Dallas material.
No. Well, okay, the bottom line is the record speaks for itself. The Ravens are heading towards the Super Bowl. The Cowboys are heading towards maybe a wild card.
There you have it.
So that's it. You are what your record is. You are what your organization sets you up to be. So I enjoyed the Cowboys. You know what I mean? Every year, I told you, it's a holiday in January when they lose in the playoffs.
I didn't pick them on anything. I went with Detroit.
No,
because like you said, they don't have it together. But do you think, unlike the Jets, how I said, do you think Dallas would get it together this season?
No. They might make the wild card. They might be a wild card team, but they're not going to go far in the playoffs. It's going to be the same thing every year. That's what the Cowboys do. They do it just enough to get it. You know, they were 12-4 3 straight years and won one playoff game.
Now we both are two fans coming from a fan's point of view,
right?
So we're going to open the phone lines, and so you guys can give us your point of view or how you feel about what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Let me open these phone lines
Please
now
do.
for them, man.
All right.
Because when you say that, Steve,
mm-hmm.
are you saying that like Dak, from your hate from the Dallas Cowboys,
no,
or just from what you see on paper and facts from what's going on this season?
It speaks for itself, man. You can win regular season games. That's great. But all that matters is what you do in the playoffs. When all is said and done, you can sit there and have a 12-4 record, 13-3, whatever. If you don't manifest it into a win in the playoffs, what do you have?
Hey, so our phone lines are open, 1-909-844-4443. I'm going to say it slow. That's 1-909-844-4443.
Yes.
Call in, give us your opinion on what we're talking about. Dallas Cowboys, will they turn into something? If we have somebody from Star Status watching, please call in. We want to hear your opinion. And all the hate that this came at, that was Steve.
I'm just keeping it real.
Hey, you know what? It is what it is.
Okay. All right.
Where you taking the Steve while we wait for people to call in?
Well, we're going to take to the game that I know you want to get to. Well, I want to get to, but I don't know if you want to get to. But we need to talk about our segment called Buyers and Sellers. And so I'm going to throw the first team out there, the Carolina Panthers.
Wow.
Should they be buyers or sellers right now into this trade market? Because we just saw a 38-20 loss to the Falcons. I mean, we know that the team is better off with our man Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket quarterback, and we know that
right now.
Yeah, we know that right now.
I'll give you that right now.
But from an organization standpoint, because let's be honest, the organization that's now running the Panthers had nothing to do with the debacle called the Bryce Young trade. They had nothing to do with that, getting that horrible trade made. That, it's not, like I said, I'm saying that not that it's Bryce Young's fault. I'm saying that because the trade itself was so horrible, it put Bryce Young in a situation that no player should ever have to go through, with the weight of the world on his shoulder. And so with that being said now, can we really trust the Carolina Panthers to hold on to Bryce Young and make him the quarterback that he should be? Or do we feel like, much like with Baker Mayfield, much like with Sam Darnold, does he need to go to greener pastures to become the player that he needs to be?
Well, from a fan point of view, and speaking from what's going on, I can't call it with my organization. They've made horrible decisions since the Cam Newton kerfuffle, or however you want to call that, when they let everybody in the world know that we're going to let Cam Newton go, so we got no trade value for him.
Right.
My thing is, I'm a Panther, diehard Panther fan through and through.
Absolutely.
And I'm down for whatever makes us better.
Okay.
But getting trade value, not showing your hand to let team, because in essence what we did was we let Cam Newton go for free.
Right.
We let Christian McCaffrey go for beans.
Right.
We gave away DJ Moore just like icing on top of the cake.
Right.
And these are all number one picks that's been stripping this organization, but these are decisions that's coming down from the top.
Correct.
And then we expect coaches to deal with the aftermath of what the decisions have done.
Right.
We have a call. Blow the whistle. Who's calling?
Yo, it's Lamont.
What's going on, sir? How you doing?
Doing well. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're good. Where you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Dallas by way of LA.
Woo! We calling from the heart of the beast.
How are the Dallas fans feeling this week? Are you feeling a lot of Dallas love down there this week? How's the media treating?
Are they fighting on every corner out there?
It's a bunch of dirty looks. I got my Eagles lanyard
man.
My shirt is on it, and it's just a bunch of dirty looks.
You better stay safe out there.
Right. And they call me a hater. Talking about them Cowboy fans. Oh my goodness.
I don't see how he could walk around.
Yeah, that's
But how do you feel about the question that we put out to everybody about Dallas? You think they're gonna get it together?
I seriously doubt it. And it's not even just because I'm an Eagles fan. I really just believe that they made no effort to really make the team
better,
be a team that they could have been this year. They really could have been one of the top teams this year. Great defense, but they didn't do anything to solidify their offense. Like he said, Steve was saying, you have to get Derrick Henry right there. It's no way that you don't get a top back, a running back in the league when he's available. You're Jerry Jones. It's not even about you have the money. It's not that you can't afford him.
Not just not having the money, but when a player wants to come to a team, he's willing to allow certain things to happen so he can make it on that team.
He said he'd take a pay cut, and quite frankly, he don't even have a high paid salary now. I think his contract is only like $7 or $8 million a year.
Wow,
it's not even huge money.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean they're just Jerry Jones for whatever reason decided he did not want to put Derrick Henry on the team. There's no other way to answer it, and they're paying the price.
Well, I get it because you got Cook on the practice squad. Your running game every week has been trash, hot garbage.
Yeah,
and guess what? They not trying to make it better. You got Cook on the practice squad.
Yeah.
He should at least be the third running back and see what he can do.
Well, hey,
and Jerry Jones' big move this offseason, it wasn't Derrick Henry, it was Ezekiel Elliott.
Now who in the world thought that was going to be a move that it was going to make a difference? But again though, Jerry Jones right now at this position, he's more about selling tickets, he's more about merchandising, he's more about the other things than he's about actually winning championships. It just shows. I mean, what we saw in the last 2 seasons have shown that he's not about winning anymore.
But this is we talked about marketing before. I understand the owner and thinking of dollar wise, thinking of how to get paid. But why don't you let somebody else run the team and you go ahead and do that?
One word, ego. It's all about ego with him. He has to be seen. He has to be. Think about what other owner in the NFL gets seen more than Jerry Jones.
Wow.
Think about that. The Kansas City Chiefs has 3 Super Bowl wins in the last 5-6 years. If Clark Hunt walked down the street, you'd have no clue who he was.
It's true. This is so true.
This man has 3 Super Bowls in the last 5-6 years. He doesn't try to sell himself. He's not out there talking big mad stuff and all this and interviewing and all this stuff. You don't know who the guy is. He leaves it to the football people. He said, Andy Reid, you do your thing. I'll get you what you need. You go out there and make it happen.
So Lamont, what's going on with your big bag Eagles? Why is the offense? How do you feel about your offense? They just seem so lackluster. Like I don't know. It'd be hard to watch sometime.
Yeah, it's really hard to watch.
Yeah,
I mean, of course, I'm feel okay about the record. We're not negative.
Yeah, you still squeaking them out,
right?
Squeaking
them out, but something has to change. Something has to change.
I mean,
I feel like
I'm going to be an ego apologist. I'm going to be an ego apologist to you. I'm going to be an ego apologist. I want to apologize. Okay. Listen to me. I've seen with my own eyes that Hurts has what it takes to take a team to the Super Bowl. So I'm not as worried about them as everybody else is. They're winning games. They're 3-2. They're right where they need to be right now. Saquon Barkley has been the beast that we thought he would be. They just got to get those wide receivers back healthy. I'm not worried about the Eagles as much as everybody else is.
I'm not super.
Yeah, I'm not super worried about them.
I know we're still gonna go. Deep into the playoffs,
right?
But
they cost me money.
Well, that's the thing. That's what it comes down. That's what it comes down to. I'm not gonna lie to you. I took Hurts with the passing yards too. He's not passing the ball enough, but
he's not.
No, but other than that though, everything is still in their hands. They still got to play the Cowboys twice. They still got to play the Commanders twice. So I'm not so much worried about them. Like I said, I think they're gonna be okay.
So what do you think, Lamar? You think y'all can be all right?
I think they just got to tighten some things up.
Yeah, they got to tighten some things up. I agree.
Yeah, tighten up the defense for sure. It's not like on paper we have really a good team on both sides.
Right.
But in actuality, it's not really coming together. So I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know what it is, but they need to really gel together. So because it is a dominant D line, it is a way better secondary.
Right.
It is all these receivers. And I don't feel like they're being utilized for people. Where's Jahan Dotson? Where is?
Yeah, I'm not sure why they traded for him. Not using
using even Barkley even more out the backfield, more square. I feel like it can be a little bit more elusive.
You know what? I just figured out why Lamont's calling us. They won this week.
Yeah.
Because he be like hiding behind bushes when they lose, and he's supposed to call in.
I had some time today.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm only calling how I see it. And it'd be very, very quiet on the Eagles' nest for some time.
We know. We know. Well, this
it's
week
all good.
was that
We it's so like I said, it's not pretty, but it's gonna come together. I'm confident of that.
Okay, well you got a game this week that's a game that should help you guys feel a lot better. You play the Giants, so that's a game that you guys should really.
And the Giants ain't no punks. They're not.
Well, they're not punks.
They're not pushovers either.
No, they're not. I'm not going to, and the league neighbors might be coming back, so that might be, it's going to be a game.
It's going to be a game
if he's out there for sure.
So we're gonna see it this week what the Eagles have made with them, because, like I said, the Giants going to New York, that's not going to be an easy game. That's going to be a game they're going to have to show out. So we'll find out this week what they're made of. We'll find out.
And we want to thank you for calling in and always for your support, sir.
Fly, Eagle, fly.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
That's right. All right. So we got to get back to that Panther, though. We got to talk about, are the Panthers, do they need to rebuild, or do they need to stick with the script?
Oh, man. Stick with the script.
So
they need to stick with the script.
Okay.
And in the draft, we need to go, and I think I've told you this before.
Right.
We need linebacker of a Luke Kuechly type of deal. We need the best linebacker out of the draft.
Okay.
We need a defensive end, another linebacker, and another defensive end. And I would that's our first 4 picks.
Right.
And I would like to get a corner and a safety and maybe another wide receiver, another decent wide receiver. So if we, our first 2 picks, if we can get a quality wide receiver and then still get quality defensive ends or linebackers, slide us into another wide receiver to complement Leggett and Deontay Johnson, because I'm thinking that Deontay Johnson noise was just noise.
You think so?
About him taking some time off?
Okay.
Because I like Deontay Johnson. Keep Deontay Johnson.
Okay.
And get us another wide receiver, because I don't know if Mango or Mingo, if he's gelling right with this team, he might succeed on another team and be great.
What about Adam Thielen? Do you keep him?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Adam Thielen is an asset all the way around. He's a go-getter. I believe even when Adam Thielen comes back, we might get another 2 or 3 wins just from him, having him on the field. If we can get our defense this season, if we're trying to salvage anything this season, if the defense could just stop some people, we will be in the game.
Okay, all right.
That's why I said defense. Defensive end, linebacker. We need some stoppers.
Right.
People just running all over Carolina. Cali Cat Pack, Roaring Riot, Panther Nation. Hey, what y'all feel about it?
Now, I feel opposite. I think they need to sell. I think
that's what's been going on.
Well, but remember,
we sold Louis to Louisville,
right?
And we sold our safety to you guys.
Yeah.
We got rid of DJ Moore. We got rid of Christian McCaffrey.
We got rid of Brian Burns.
Brian Burns. What do you mean sell, Steve?
Because
that makes no sense.
I'm gonna tell you why it makes sense. Because at this point, you have a new organization. The organization, you can't punish the new organization for the failings of the old organization. The old organization made all those moves. This is what we had to go through with the Commanders. We had a horrible owner and horrible management 2 years ago.
Right.
This year, the new owner came in. He gave Ron Rivera 1 year to prove himself.
Right.
What did Ron Rivera do? He stunk it up. He started a rookie quarterback who wasn't prepared.
Okay.
Got sacked 58 times, stunk everything up. Ron Rivera's gone. Hire a whole new front office, whole new coach, everything.
Okay.
What did they do? They cleaned house. Everybody who was drafted the year before under Ron Rivera, they cut them or traded them away.
Okay.
They only kept the players who they felt were worth keeping. They got a new quarterback, brought in new tight end, brought in new wide receiver to go with McLaren. Look at the team now. 6 games in, 4-2.
Right.
The whole morale of the team has started. You can go from last to first with competent ownership and competent management.
Right.
So you guys now have competent management and you have competent ownership. Why should they be punished behind the mistakes of how they went about the Bryce Young trade?
Okay.
Why should they be punished by all the guys they let go?
Now I can see where you getting at.
Yes.
You're hitting around to Bryce Young.
Yes.
Now, because as from my perspective, the house is clean, Steve.
How's it clean?
They've cleaned house already, and the only remnants would be the tight end spot, which we need a solid tight end.
Yeah.
That's one thing I left out in the draft. We need
Yes.
if we can get another Greg Olsen, just like I asked for another Luke Kuechly. That would, and that's when those top 1-2 picks.
Right.
We need like a star wide receiver, a star tight end, but we have to concentrate on if we can get a linebacker of a Luke Kuechly proportion or a defensive end of a Julius Peppers or even somewhere down that line. That's the void that needs to be filled.
But everything you're saying though leads to rebuild.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing that's left is the tight ends.
Right? No,
the running back. The running back is gone. Everybody. This is all new people.
But you're still getting the same result. You're 1-5.
But what I'm saying is, we've picked up. We've started. What you're saying. We started that already. The house is clean.
Okay.
We need to put people in the house now.
Right. That's the rebuild.
Yeah.
So that's
this year they put $80 million into that line.
So
O-line. This organization did, not the last organization. So they started with the offense, and you see the offense can score points. Now we need a defense that can stop, so the offense can keep scoring points.
Okay, but you can't come back with Bryce Young when, first of all, emotionally, mentally, he's not there.
We're not even talking about
Bryce Young. But we are talking about Bryce Young.
We have Andy Dalton. That's what we're starting with right now.
Andy Dalton is just a stopgap for the time being. I'm talking about...
And that's all we need right now. We need to put the team back together again.
Right.
And then if we have to go that route, if we're going to be terrible for the next 2 years,
right,
we'll be able to get another quarterback. And then guess Archie Manning or Manning will be ready for next season.
Okay, but by then the coach is going to be gone.
No, so see, that's what I'm talking about.
You think they're going to keep this coach for 3 years of being sorry?
Well, see, this is what I'm talking about. When you talk about culture and building the culture, it has to be an understanding. Long as this coach is making the right calls, you can't get rid of a coach because he keeps changing the culture of the team.
Right.
When the captain's on the team, which is the coach, he brings the culture to the team where they follow his lead.
Right.
If you keep switching the man in charge in and out, the team like Carolina has no heart, has no culture.
Right.
This team needs culture. So I like this coach. Keep him, let him do his thing, and build the pieces. Long as he's making the right calls, I don't see any problem.
Okay.
But see, when you have that way of thinking, like, keep no, they will keep changing coaching staffs.
But that's what they've done.
Different coaches, and then you can't blame when you have players and it's different. Every coach has his way of doing things. That's why I argue so much about Bryce Young having to go through 3 coaches within this 2 years. He was being pulled left and right, front and back.
Right.
One person wants you to do it this way, then another person comes in, he wants you to do it this way. Then they got rid of both of those people. Now this guy wants you to. This is how we're going to do it. It will just do something to your psyche and make you look the way he looks.
I agree.
Now, if he's going to shine someplace else, he will shine someplace else. But what Carolina as an organization needs to concentrate on is the culture.
Right.
We have our coach. We have the front office.
Right.
Let's start making smart decisions, and let's not make hasty decisions.
Okay.
Let's not get in there and want to keep getting rid of people. Let's bring the new people in, new legs and a new face, and let's move on like that.
All right. Well, let's see how this goes. Let's see what direction the organization goes in. I have a bad feeling. I think that this owner is going to do what he's done, which is not the smartest moves, And I think you have a coach who's like, hey, Andy Dalton's my guy. Why should we keep this other guy around who's not my guy?
Hey, well,
if he's an asset, he's not my guy.
Yes, but once again, think about to what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we're going to get rid of him, you don't talk like what you're talking.
Right.
It's something that's in the meeting with the uppers where everybody thinks we want to keep him because we know he's what he is. Then we get trade value.
Right.
This is football. This is a business.
Yes,
if you act like something's a piece of trash, the other teams can see the gold in your trash, and they can just wait because they know they don't want him. They're going to discard him. We can get him for a 5th round pick.
Right.
Now, we've already been giving up everybody all our gems for magic beans.
Right, of course. That's what
to build a new culture.
The teams know.
We have to start over new.
Right.
Now, what happened to us with the Bears?
Mm-hmm.
See, this goes way back. I'm gonna bring something up.
Okay.
We got over on the Bears years ago with Greg Olsen trade.
Right. We remember.
And this is the payback, I believe, or the backlash from years back, because I didn't understand how the heck did we pull off Greg Olsen.
It was a horrible organization.
Was this a favor that was pulled back for this horrible trade to go through?
Yeah.
I mean, even when we got Greg Olsen, it was a horrible trade for them.
Right.
But my goodness, they tore us a new one on this one.
Yeah, they did. I mean, no question, the Bears' future is looking very bright, and
very bright,
And I mean, that organization, thanks to Carolina, no question. So, all right, so we're going to stand on. You want to keep things status quo. I'm going to sit there and say I think they need to make some changes, but let's wait on that. Another team.
The changes, I agree with you with the changes,
yeah.
But in the draft, getting that defense needs to be solid.
Right.
The offense, we can still get some pieces on the O line. We can still get some pieces, but I would like to fix the little pieces that we need on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Free agency.
Okay.
Free agency.
Well, free agency is going to be a tough one. And Carolina does not have a history of being able to get big free agents. You're going to be able to get free agents who are tier guys who need to redeem themselves, guys who need to rebuild themselves. Top free agents are not going to come to Carolina, and I'll tell you why. If you're a top wide receiver, why would you go to Carolina as a free agent?
Why would you want to go to a dumpster fire?
Yeah, well, not just a dumpster fire, but a team that, number one, the young quarterback you have, he's not going to get you the ball, and the veteran quarterback, how many years does he have left? He has a year left, 2 years. I'm not going to go there as a wide receiver, but I'm not going to get the ball. I'm going to go to a team that throws the ball a lot and is going to give me the ball.
That's why keep the people that we have.
Right.
Add a wide receiver, a tight end, but defensive end, linebacker, defensive end, linebacker, defensive end. But the first 2 picks, if we have a solid wide receiver, solid tight end that's available, that's better than a linebacker or defensive end that's available, pull the trigger. But Carolina needs to think about putting that heart back into the defense, because our mantra is keep pounding, and that's where we need to be.
Now, O-line and I do agree with you. O-line and D-line, you can get in the free agency, because as long as you're ready to pay those guys, they don't mind going to it, because they're able to show what they can do. If they can get a starting job and do whatever, yeah, you can get those.
And I love fresh legs. I love fresh legs in the wide receiver, and we have that running back that just been activated.
Yeah,
and he was the number 1 pick in the draft. He was the man.
I like him
from Texas.
I watched him in Texas.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see what he's about. But I would hate for them to get rid of Chuba Hubbard, like I've been hearing.
Yeah, that's some rumors.
Rumors.
Yeah. And speaking of another big rumor that's been going around, crazy one, the Raiders now talking about Max Crosby, and the Niners are talking.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God! I thought Max Crosby wanted to go with Devontae.
Well, I'm hearing now they're saying that the Niners are trying to put up a package to get him, to add him to their defense line. You know, if they get him, you know, that might put the Niners right back into that elite status.
Elite, because the Niners are already elite to me.
Yeah, so keep in mind
that would just put them Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
The
so
Niners, Max Crosby?
Yeah, that's a big rumor going around. So keep that in mind.
Hey, be careful when you're dealing with the Niners, because I don't know what they said to get Christian McCaffrey for the magic beans that they got him for. But if they get Matt Crosby for some magic beans, whoever's doing their business over there, somebody need to mentor under him.
Oh yeah, they're doing it right.
My goodness.
Well, the guy for the Commanders now came from the Niners. He was the Niners front office guy. So, and you see what he's done in 1 year. So
Charles Tongue said what about the Matt Crosby trade?
Yeah, that's the talk about that. Max Crosby. They're saying Raiders are 2-4. It don't look like they're going to be a playoff team. I mean, of course, the Raiders, of course, are saying he's untouchable. We're not going to trade him, whatever. But at some point, you got to do something.
Oh yeah, the Raiders are in full rebuild.
Yeah, so
that's when the Devontae Adams trade went down. If I just hope this coach doesn't lose his job, because pieces wanted to leave when he just got the job.
Well, you know who just got a partial ownership today of the Raiders? Mr. Tom Brady. And so, of course, the first rumors coming out now is that.
Oh, don't say it.
Yeah, you know who you're going to say.
Don't say it. He going to come play for a year?
No, not even that he's going to play for a year.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about for the head coach.
Oh, my goodness.
Who's the biggest free agent head coach out there?
Bill
Belichick. Yeah.
So it's either the Jets or the Raiders?
No, he's not.
I was hearing about the Jets.
No,
that's a rumor out there also.
But no, he came out and badmouthed the Jets bad. I mean, you talk about the owner. Yeah, Belichick came out this week and said the owner was stupid for firing Salah. He don't know what he's doing.
So he doesn't want to go there.
He don't want to go to Jets. No. So I think the Raiders don't make total sense.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, think about.
I don't want the Raiders to be that good.
Well, I mean,
Tom Brady owns part of the Raiders.
He owns part of the Raiders after today. Yeah, he has a partial ownership stake. So keep in mind,
is Tom Brady from Oakland?
Yeah, well, he's from the upper. Yeah, not from Oakland, but he's from that area. He grew up in Northern California. So
how did the Raiders keep getting these type of breaks?
Well, because it's the Raiders. I mean, organizations. We have our elite organization, NFL. NFL is all about is shield.
Oh my goodness!
So Raiders are always one of those teams that have been like a love-hate. Like they hate the Raiders, but they still market them. And so, yeah,
the Raiders and Cowboys are a great marketing.
I agree.
My goodness, everybody loves that gear.
I agree with you on that. But before we go, we got one more team to talk about as far as buyers or sellers, and I think this is a pretty obvious one: the Jags. Not the Jags, but the Titans, because the Titans have two marketable assets. They got Calvin Ridley and they got DeAndre Hopkins, two wide receivers that are languishing with the Titans, but will do very well on somebody else's team.
Yes.
Do you think they should just go ahead and blow it up and trade those two and build for the future, or do you think they need to go ahead and keep those two?
They need to trade, and I'm offended that Will Levis has been doing horrible over there, looking like hot garbage. And guess what? They fan base like, he can do it. Yeah. Let him try again. Yeah. They ain't threw him away yet.
No.
And he looks like hot garbage every week, Steve.
I
don't even see you talking bad about Will Levis.
Well, because
what is he? What's the record over there, Steve?
No, they're 1-4.
Oh,
this week. What? But the Titans have always been an organization that has made.
I don't want to hear that. Will Levis is the starting QB right now. Came in with Bryce. Yeah. He's hot garbage.
This week. They also let Derrick Henry go and brought in the Cowboy running back who did nothing for the Cowboys last year, Tony Pollard. So I mean, it's a bad organization.
Yeah, sell. They need to have a hot sale. Yeah. And Cleveland,
another one.
Go get DeAndre Hopkins and put him back with his boy, because they had some type of cohesiveness going on there where they had the mind thing. They knew what each other wanted. Put them back together and see if they can make a spark again, and then it'll open it up for some more wide receivers. What do you think?
I don't know. The Browns. You heard you heard Amari Cooper, on his way out the door, had to do a little dig on our boy, our quarterback, Deshaun Watson.
What'd he say?
He made a comment. I think I forgot the exact nature of the comment, but it was a comment that pretty much talked about now that he's on a real team. Basically he can now do something now that he's on a team that's gonna get something done. I got next week. I'll tell you the exact comment
while he was down.
But the way the comment came across was a clear dig towards Watson and figuring that he's just something's wrong there. I mean, you can just tell by the body language, the chemistry that Cleveland is just a horrible place
we know
right now.
Something's wrong there.
Well, not necessarily. Sometimes records can be deceiving, but with Cleveland, it's clear they are a horrible 1-5 for what people thought. Now they are getting back. My man who's talking about he's going to turn things around, our running back, my favorite fantasy guy, Nick Chubb. Nick, oh my God, Nick is a great fantasy running back.
Yeah, is he going to be the same?
Well, that's the
question. Is his mind mental going to be same trying to run that ball with his leg that just bends any old kind of way?
I know
I like players too, but I don't want to see people just get hurt and they keep putting their body up under that. Something has to be wrong with that leg to keep bending all different kind of ways, man.
I know, but when he is running, though, he is a beautiful running back. When he's healthy,
let me give a shout out to our folks on Facebook: Nina Tobin, Danielle Buzu, Hasibi Gill, Lloyd Smith, Jamal Johnson, Terrence Murphy, Stacy Spirit, Wolf Allen, and Cheryl Smith. Thank you guys for tuning in. Or thank you for the love, because I seen a lot of people watching over there, and they giving a lot of love over there. We got a lot of shares going on Facebook.
Yeah, we want to hear go ahead and tell us who your teams are. We want to, if you're not going to call it, tell us in the chat box. We want to hear. So we'll talk about your team. Yeah, because we'll talk about your team. We talk about all teams, and I know we're a little Panther heavy. It seems like
that's because they keep kicking me. What you want me to do? If you're gonna say something about my team, I gotta say something back.
Exactly. So as long as they keep losing, I'm gonna keep kicking. So I mean,
see, that's what I'm talking about.
But yeah, so I mean, it's just fun.
Charles Tunn said Cleveland is cursed.
Yeah, it's a cursed organization. I mean, think about this. Last year they had Joe Flacco. Flacco led them to the playoffs and got them. I think they didn't even get a playoff win. I mean. Why did you not re-sign him? You let Joe Flacco go to Indianapolis to do the same job he did with Cleveland. Why would you not re-sign him? I mean, I guess the mentality was we don't want to upset Deshaun Watson or make him feel threatened. Man, make him feel threatened. The man's getting paid $230 million guaranteed, and he's playing like I don't even want to tell you.
Hey, if Tennessee's going through a rebuild, sit Will Levis down so you don't mess his mind up like Carolina did Bryce Young, and get you some new prospects in there. And you know what? You guys need to go ahead and call Cam Newton and let him be your vet that's on the roster, and try to make something of your season at least.
Man, Cam Newton is now signed with Stephen A. Smith on First Take.
Cam Newton is still a football player at heart. Man. I saw his interview where he said, if they call, he's coming.
I believe that's a hot air. Hot air. He's not trying to play no more. He had several years to play. He didn't want to play. But anyway.
Let's do the picks for this week.
All right, go ahead. You started off.
We overtime.
Broncos, Saints.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going with the home team, the Saints.
Yeah. Okay, who started? Is it going to be Derek Carr? Is it going to be the guy who started last week? Because the guy who started
I do not know. I don't know if Carr is back yet.
I'm taking the Broncos only because I don't know who's starting for the Saints. I like Bo Nix. Bo Nix has that little swag about him.
I don't understand why would they put that game on the Thursday night.
Well, we argued about this last week. We had the Ravens Commanders. Could have been Sunday night game, and they left it for that Giants Bengals game, which was horrible.
Now tell me, the Texans Packer game on a Thursday night, wouldn't that have been a great game?
That would have been a great game. It makes no sense. I mean, the NFL is so greedy.
The Seahawks Falcons.
The NFL is so greedy that they just like, we can just throw them any game, and then people are going to watch. We're still going to get an 18 rating. We're still going to get. It don't matter what two teams we throw.
Just do us any old kind of way.
So here's a great example. The London game, 6:30 a.m. The Patriots versus the Jags. Now, on what grounds did anybody possibly think that would be a good game? to make for your London game.
And who would want to wake up at that time in the morning to see the Jags and the Patriots?
Excuse me. London should reject that game. The fans in London should walk out of there. This should be like a half-empty stadium. That I mean, I know the London people are gonna be like, we'll go to the game. We don't care who plays. We'll just watch anyway.
I'm gonna take the Jags. And the only reason I'm taking the Jags because Trevor Lawrence is there.
God, but he still looked bad last week.
The quarterback from the Patriots, he had a spark.
Yeah,
somewhat.
Yeah, he had a spark.
It's a lackluster game. I'm going with the Jags.
Yeah, I'm only taking the Jags too because they've been in London now for 2 weeks. They're more accustomed now to the environment, whereas the Patriots are just coming in. So I'll go with the Jags too, but I'm not touching anything on it, but I'll go with it.
Seahawks, Falcons.
Seahawks and Falcons. Ooh, talk about two teams that you don't know what to.
You got a quarter?
Yeah, it's a flip the coin game.
I'm taking the home team, the Falcons.
All right, I'll take the Seahawks then, only because I mean this is the game where, you don't know what you're gonna get out of either team.
And for those people watching that like my money picks, this is a money pick coming up. Titans at the Bills. Bills all the way. That's your for sure for the week.
Okay.
The Bills over the Titans.
I agree.
Take that. And I'm gonna give you some more picks.
Go ahead.
Bengals, Browns. Are you taking the Bills also?
Oh yeah.
It's a hands down.
That's not even a thought.
Bengals, Browns. Now I'm putting the Bengals on my card, but the Bengals have been playing so shaky.
Yeah.
Shaky.
That's a game you lay off of.
I'm gonna put them on a card, but I'm not gonna put them on my for sure list at all by any means.
So you're taking the Bengals to win?
Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals.
I'm only taking the Browns only because as bad as I talked about them, this is the one game they have a chance to win. So
Chubb is back.
Yeah, Chubb is back. Chubb is talking. Getting the crowd all pumped up.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take the Browns with the upset. That's my upset pick.
All right, that's your upset pick. Texans at the Packers, going to Green Bay.
Now this is the game of the week. This is the game that should have been primetime game.
Thursday night
game. You got hot young quarterback in Jordan Love, and you got a hot young quarterback in C.J. Stroud.
I'm taking the Packers. Yeah, look at him. I see the wheels spinning.
I know. God.
Big wheels keep on turning.
Texans are getting back.
He's doing the
all
math.
Right. I'm gonna take the Texans with the upset. All right, I'll take the Texans with the upset just to keep it fun.
Dolphins at the Colts. Is Tua back?
No.
I'm taking the Colts.
Yeah, I got Colts too.
That's Flacco, right?
No, Flacco actually. They're gonna put back in Richardson.
Oh my goodness!
So, but that's an organization got to stand by their quarterback. I mean, he hasn't been playing the best, but he's your guy. This is the guy. Stand by him. So
I'm taking the Colts still.
I got the Colts too. I got the Colts as well.
Not putting no money on that game, though.
Now we got a big one in the NFC North.
Yes.
The Lions and the Vikings.
This is the game I thought they would have put on for the night game.
Yeah, this should be a night game too. This is a Monday night game.
The 5-0 team
against the 4-1
with a good story with Sam, and the 4-1 that went deep into the playoffs.
Right?
Why are they? You put the Jets and the Steelers on, and I'm not even gonna go into that. The NFL doing their thing.
Right.
Lions at the Vikings. I'm taking the Lions.
I got Lions too. As much as the Sam Darnold story is a great story. The Lions just look like beast mode.
And the reason why I like the Lions, the offense is on another level, but the Vikings running back situation right now is a little shaky. If
oh, you mean getting Cam Akers is not going to make them over the top? Your guy Cam Akers.
The fumbler?
No, yes.
I'm talking about Aaron. Aaron's over there a little gimpy, so I don't know if he's starting this week.
Well, that's the question. They picked up Cam Akers just in case.
Exactly. So that made me lean with the Lions this week. Just to be a heads up out there.
All right. Speaking of another divisional game, we had mentioned a little bit earlier, the Eagles and the Giants. Fly, Eagle, fly.
I'm taking the Eagles all the way.
I got the Eagles all the way too. Giants.
I don't know what the point spread is on that. I got to do my homework with that tonight. But that's another game I'm putting on my card, taking the Eagles again. Long as it's not no 9 like the last time.
Oh my God, yeah. What they the Eagles Browns game?
It had to be within
a 9.
A
Come
touchdown or 6 points. I'll take the Eagles.
Yeah, there you go.
But that's on my card. I'm not giving y'all that advice. This is the game that people are going to tell me I shouldn't tell you, but I'm taking the Rams as a for sure this week.
Now this is like the fight game, because you know when the Raiders and Rams fans get together, I'm just letting you know from experience of SoFi Stadium, there will be numerous fights in the stadium, outside the stadium.
Well, this will be for nothing because the Raiders are in rebuild mode. Exactly. They have no reason to fight.
That's more reason why they go to fight, because the Rams are in rebuild mode too. And so the fan bases, they're
Rams
both
are not in rebuild mode. They just need a couple pieces.
Man.
But the Rams will run over the Raiders this week. That's another for sure. That's my second one on the card. And then moving to Washington, where Carolina goes in there to play the Commanders.
Wow. Do it. Please take the Panthers. Please take the Panthers. I dare you. I double dare you. I triple dare you with sugar on top.
I'm taking the Panthers because that's my team. I'm not telling y'all to put any money on it. And you see how excited I am about this. Because they're going against the guy that I like right now, that quarterback, half man, half amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, aren't you glad you were talking about wanting to go to that game? Aren't you glad you're not going to go to it? You don't have to have the humiliation.
If you were going to go, I would still go to the game.
And I'd be dancing and stuff. Would you really want to be in front of my peoples? And then you wearing your Carolina gear and watch them get destroyed like they're going to? Would you really want that?
Moving right along, because
anyway.
It's just going to keep kicking me. This got his boots on, kicking me all in my side. Chiefs going down there to play the 49ers.
Oh.
I'm taking the Chiefs to run over the 49ers.
Let me ask you this. Why is this not a game of the week?
Because another 5-0 team, that's the NFL, that's what they do.
I mean, if the Chiefs 49ers don't deserve a Sunday night or Monday night game, what does? This is the replay of the Super Bowl.
Hey.
NFL is the greediest organization. Wait till you guys hear the Sunday and Monday night games, and you tell me is something wrong with me. So Chiefs 49ers are a replay of the Super Bowl, two top teams each division. I got Chiefs too.
And I'm putting the Chiefs on my card. That's another game you could take for some money.
Yeah. Now listen to this: the Sunday night game, Jets and the Steelers.
Yes, Jets and Steelers.
Now, other than the fact of you got two rabid fan bases, why would you put this game on the Sunday night game?
It makes no sense.
Makes no sense. This is bad football. I mean,
but they did that for the Sunday night game and the Thursday night.
Right, and the Monday.
Monday they did give us a decent game, but they put another lackluster game on there too.
Okay, but if you want to put a game on it and make it on ESPN Plus, at least give us a good game to put on ESPN Plus, make it worth our time to have it.
Yeah.
Chargers, Cardinals, really? All right. So who'd you got? Is
anybody gonna go out their way to watch this game?
No.
Besides Chargers and Cardinals fans?
Yeah, that's it. Because I do, have the computer and the phone going at the same time. You have one on the phone, one on the TV.
First things first, the Kansas City 49ers, what you taking?
Oh, Chiefs, of course.
Oh, we both unanimous on that.
Yeah.
Sunday night game, Jets, Steelers.
I'm taking the Steelers because I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers.
I'm gonna take Aaron Rodgers just because I remember I didn't say this game, and I'm not telling you to put money on this game because people like to call me out. But I'm taking the Jets because this is the turning point for the Jets right here. If they were to squeak this game in, then it's going to an 8-game winning streak.
Now this is Aaron Rodgers. He's a walking stiff right now, and still defense.
If the Jets squeak this game out,
okay, all right.
I told you it's an 8-game winning streak. It's moving from 7 to 8.
Okay, all right then. All right. Now what is going to be actually a pretty solid game on Monday night: the Ravens versus the Buccaneers. That's actually a good game. I'll watch that game.
Yeah, and I would take the Buccaneers, but I believe Washington is better than the Buccaneers, and Washington got washed.
Yeah. Well,
so I'm going to take Baltimore.
I'm taking Baltimore because I like what I see with Derrick Henry. The way they're using him now, but I told them at the beginning of the year, you let him get the ball 25 times, you're going to win.
And I think Baltimore is going to hold the ball a lot this game.
Yeah.
And the offense from the Bucs is going to be over there sitting while they just running down their throats.
I agree. And then this game is the stinker game of the week. It's going to be on ESPN Plus, guys. If you don't have your ESPN Plus, you're not going to be able to watch this game. So you got the Chargers and the Cardinals.
Cards.
Oh, you taking the Cards?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Cards.
I'm going to take the Chargers.
I'm going to take Marvin Harrison.
Well, yeah, but he's hurt. He might not play. You better double check to make sure he's playing because he got hurt last game. They got, he's in concussion protocol. So, so yeah, double check that one. So it's going to be a game time decision.
The Cardinals. I think Murray and
Murray's gonna step it up?
Murray and Connor will work it out.
Okay, all right. I got Chargers. I got Chargers. All right, so we went a lot today. We did a lot.
Charles Tun said Cleveland is cursed.
They cursed. I mean, listen to me. It cursed because they made bad decisions.
Very bad.
Winning and losing starts in the front office. Front offices that know what they're doing build teams based on some kind of a formula. They win. Front offices that just go around and just make crazy. Nobody wanted to give Deshaun Watson that $230 million guarantee contract. They thought, hey, we're smarter than everybody else. Let's give him this big contract. Nobody was going to give him that.
Exactly.
So,
hey, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, please like, subscribe, and share. And thank you guys for all your support. And this has been on my personal Facebook page.
Yes.
We have to move to the Blow the Whistle page. Next week is our last show on my personal page. And I implore everybody who's been watching, who's been supporting, I thank you for getting our subscriber count up so we can go live on the Blow the Whistle page. But we're going to need you after next week is the last show. Blow the Whistle will be moving to its own page after next week. So I'm going to remind you next week, but next week is our last show on my personal page before we move back to our own page, because YouTube had changed their little policies.
Right.
But we'll be back on the Blow the Whistle page in 2 weeks. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. And we see y'all next week at 7 here